Of course, but I'm under contract by the UFC, and he said this knowing full well that I'm fighting next week. You know what I mean? As if he does not know I'm fighting next week, and he's like, "I'll fly you to Puerto Rico. Come to the PI next week. Come to the PI next week and bring $1 million in your bag, and I will spar with you."
Paddy Pimblett has claimed that he wants $1 million as part of Jake Paul's sparring wager put in escrow before he accepts the offer. UFC rising star Pimblett has been subject to a social media feud with YouTube star Paul after suggesting that footage of his rival's fights show that he has fixed his recent wins. The Problem Child produced an angry reaction video to Pimblett's comments and made an offer online for the pair to spar for $1 million in his gym in Puerto Rico.
In the PI in Vegas I'm in Vegas on Thursday. I land on Thursday. So even though I'm low on calories and I'm only about 170, he likes picking on smaller people anyway. But if he wants to wait until after me fight until the Monday, because I'm still in Vegas till the Tuesday, when I'm about 185, 190 pounds, I'm game.
Pimblett accepted the offer but confirmed he will be unable to fly to Paul's gym with his maiden UFC pay-per-view appearance against Jared Gordon at UFC 282, taking place this weekend in Las Vegas. Pimblett has now suggested that he believes that Paul could try to wiggle his way out of the $1 million prize. "If you win, I'll give you $1 million, which is what you deserve to get paid, Paddy. You know it, but the UFC is not paying you that. You deserve to get paid more. But if I win, you'll have to join the United Fighters Association and help me sign up all the fighters in the UK. So let's spar, put your money where your mouth is. Let's go." Pimblett then responded by countering the offer and suggested that they should instead make it take place at the UFC's Performance Institution. However, Paul was not happy with the new term and instead made a proposal writing, "Fella, my team told me you've been trying to book me for your podcast January 5th.
No, a boxer, lad. I think he's not. I don't even think he's a bad boxer. I think he's a decent boxer. You know what I mean? Now, because all he's done is box for the past 2 years. But I think he'd beat Tommy Fury. But I know he wouldn't beat me. I know for a fact he wouldn't. And as I say, the Anderson Silva thing, what he's saying, I say his fights are big.
So I'm sending you a jet to bring you to Puerto Rico. Both of our teams will film. We spar, 5 rounds, then we can do your podcast. By then you'll be back to your normal weight, no excuses." Paddy Pimblett has accepted Jake Paul's $1 million sparring challenge after the pair rode over whether the YouTuber's fights are fixed. Pimblett accused Paul of rigging his boxing bouts, including his points win over UFC legend Anderson Silva last month. The social media star hit back at the Liverpudlian and challenged him to a spar at his gym in Puerto Rico, promising to pay him $1 million if he won. Pimblett, who returns to action on Saturday this week at UFC 282, declined to fly out so close to his fight, but offered to meet Paul in the ring at the UFC's PI in Las Vegas less than 48 hours after his bout.
Not that lad. I've seen Anderson Silva take bigger blows than that. You know what I mean? He's 47. He's getting on. You know what I mean?
He is getting on. I'll say
challenge accepted, but I'm not coming to Puerto Rico when I'm fighting next Saturday, he said in a video posted to social media. "If you want to spar, come to the PI next week. As I say, fight Saturday, I'll chill Sunday, I'll beat you up Monday. Offer is there." Paul has consistently faced fixing accusations since he knocked out Ben Askren last year. They resurfaced when he beat another retired UFC legend in Tyron Woodley, and again when he dropped Silva en route to a points win. He gets the best coaches in, the best nutritionists in, and stuff like that. "Jake Paul is actually not that bad now, even though I think his fights are fixed," Pimblett said. And asked if he really feels that the fights are rigged, Pimblett doubled down, adding, "Yeah, but I don't think the Tyron Woodley knockout was fixed. When you get knocked out like that, and you land face first, if you're not unconscious, you'd go put your arms out. You can't help if it's a human reaction. I've seen an angle of a punch that he hit Anderson Silva with the other day, where he sat down, and he didn't even hit him." Paul later took to social media to post a video in response, saying, "I was really wanting to like you. I really was. You got a good thing going for you, but then you come out and say my fights with Anderson Silva was rigged." Paul said, "I'm sick and tired of this narrative. It's stupid and pathetic. You're disrespecting your own GOAT from your own sport. You're saying that Anderson Silva is a criminal, that he's a fraud. You're saying Viacom, one of the biggest media companies in the world, is doing criminal stuff. I have a proposition for you. Since you wouldn't rig a fight, let's spar. Fly to Puerto Rico, I'll get you a private jet, and we can do 5 3-minute rounds of boxing. If you win, I'll give you $1 million, which is what you deserve to get paid, Paddy. You know it. But the UFC is not paying you that. You deserve to get paid a lot more. But if I win, you have to join the United Fighters Association and help me sign up all the fighters in the UK. So let's spar, put your money where your mouth is. Let's go." Paddy Pimblett and Jake Paul want to send each other through the ropes. after making a bold claim without providing real evidence that the YouTube personality Paul fixes his boxing bouts. The American fired back by challenging the fast-rising UFC star to a fight. It's a fight Pimblett was quick to accept, and Paul now appears to be working out the details. Though his entry into combat sports may have first been regarded as a gimmick, Paul is a legitimate pro boxer now, having competed 6 times and scoring 4 knockouts from his 6 wins. He's even ranked the 27th best cruiserweight in the US, according to the sport's record keeper, BoxRec. But after Paul's wins over the likes of Ben Askren, Tyron Woodley, and Anderson Silva, Pimblett said this week that all may not be as it seems when it comes to the influencer's fights. Despite him displaying a modicum of talent, I'll give Jake Paul his due now. He's training so much that he probably could beat professional boxers, Pimblett said on the Pub Talk show on YouTube. He's got unlimited funds and he hasn't got to do anything else. He hasn't got to do a job, all he's got to do is box. He gets the best coaches in, he gets the best nutritionists in, and stuff like that. Jake Paul is actually not that bad now, even though I think his fights are fixed. Paul offered to fight the UFC star in a winner-takes-all $1 million sparring session. On Twitter, Paul said, "I really wanted to like you, then you come out and say my fight against Anderson was rigged," said Paul. "I'm sick and tired of this narrative. You're disrespecting your own GOAT at your own sport. You're saying Anderson Silva is a criminal, a fraud. It's stupid." He then made a proposition: "Since you wouldn't rig a fight, let's spar. Fly to Puerto Rico, I'll get you a private jet, we can do 5 3-minute rounds of boxing." Paul said if Pimblett wins, he'll give him $1 million. But if he won, Pimblett would have to join an organization that he's establishing, the United Fighters Association, which hopes to help MMA fighters and boxers get more pay and long-term health care. Paul's challenge was one that Pimblett was swift to accept, albeit with a slight caveat. The sparring session would have to take place at the UFC's PI in Las Vegas, shortly after his December 10th fight against Jared Gordon in the same city. "Come to the PI next week and bring $1 million in a bag and I will spar you," Pimblett told TMZ on Tuesday, the same day Paul issued his challenge. "I'm in the PI in Vegas on Thursday, but if he wants to wait until after my fight, until Monday, I'm game." Replying the next day on Wednesday, Paul insisted that the unofficial bout takes place near his home in Puerto Rico for January. "I'm sending you a jet to bring you to Puerto Rico," Paul tweeted. "Both of our teams will film, we spar 5 rounds, and then we can do your podcast." It's unclear if the spar will be filmed live, but it appears that talks are progressing. And if it were to take place at $1 million, it could be the richest, most valuable sparring session ever recorded.